What's going on, everybody? It's Ricky with Video Homicide here with a very special video. Shout out to my homie Danny B from the Trash Dash. He's currently doing his 500 subscriber giveaway. Hopefully he reaches his goal and higher, you know what I mean? So shout out to the homie. He's got a few questions which I'm going to answer here. I'm not going to be pulling stuff off the shelf just because it's a bit of a nightmare right now in here because everything's on the shelf, but it's not totally organized, and I've teased a shelf tour video coming up in the near future, which will happen. But again, like, the only thing that's in order is the horror DVDs. Everything else is like a fucking nuclear bomb. Okay, so the questions go as followed. All right, so he wants us to show off a badass cover, so I chose the heavy metal cover from the 1981 film Heavy Metal. Unfortunately, the artist Chris Achillos, who is the guy that did that iconic cover, recently passed away. So I think it is one of the most badass covers to one of the most hardcore films of all time. I think that Heavy Metal is my favorite anthology film. I toyed around with a couple other movies for the last couple of weeks because I've really been thinking about anthology films. So movies like Tales from the Hood, Tales from the Crypt, Vault of Horror, Asylum, there's like a ton of those. I believe it was Atticus or Amicus that did a lot of these sort of, hardcore, not very hardcore, but like really fun anthology films. So my pick for badass covers got to be Heavy Metal. Next was a topic that took me a while to put together. He said favorite 40s movie. Now I know Danny B is like right into like noir films, gangster films of that era, and I am too. I haven't seen that much. And a lot of the gangster films that I pulled for the list or for this topic were from the 30s. So I was like, for fuck's sake. So it took me some time, and I'm going to go with another animated feature. I got to go with Pinocchio. All right, the Walt Disney classic. Now, a lot of people would argue, what the fuck is Pinocchio doing on this list of, exploitation-y kind of stuff? Well, I love the film, you know what I mean? And there's no other way to put it. I grew up with the movie. Me and my dad watched it dozens of times. I've watched it within the last year or two, I would say, and it still holds up. It's amazing animation, great use of everything. I just love the flick, man. So I'll go with my favorite 40s film being Pinocchio. Next, this was hard for me, man, because again, Danny B knows a lot of cheesers, if you want to call them that, a lot of low budgety, underrated kind of movies. So an underrated vigilante film for me was very hard to pick up. So my answer to this might get me booted out of the contest, but fuck it. I'm gonna go with some of my favorite vigilante movies. So I even wrote them down here. We got Coffee from, I believe, I'll just pull it down. 1973. I love Coffee. Pam Grier plays Coffee, who is this girl who's taking the law into her own hands and taking out dope dealers, and it's just a blast. So if you have not seen that, you should definitely check that out. Next, one that everyone has seen, Taxi Driver. I fucking love Taxi Driver, man. Travis Bickle, Robert De Niro. He plays a madman in this film. I think it's one of the best movies. We talked about it in film school, and I didn't really have I didn't really agree with what they were talking about it in film school because I think it's a fucking amazing film. I don't think there's I know that you can read into any film, but some people are just it's ridiculous, fucking relax. These movies are meant to entertain. Not everything has a fucking deeper meaning. You know what I mean? Death Wish, Charles Bronson. Death Wish 2 in particular, that's my favorite Death Wish. Lawrence Fishburne's in there. With these badass, fucking almost Frank Miller, Dark Knight Returns-esque glasses. Love the fucking movie. The last one for the underrated vigilante, this is also going to be a bit of a stretch, but I chose The Devil's Rejects, and in particular, the character played by, wow, I'm fucking blanking on his name right now. I feel like a novice. As soon as I see it, I'm going to be like, yup. William Forsythe. He plays this sheriff whose brother was played by Tom Towles in the first film, and he's killed. So he's got this vendetta against the Firefly family, and I just love it. I think it's so fucking fun. Great vigilante. He does take the law into his own hands, so what can you say? And finally, the last film for underrated exploitation, I'm gonna go with a Canucksploitation. So that's a Canadian exploitation film, Versus the Dead. Okay, if you've not seen Versus the Dead, I would not be very surprised, but it's a great film. It's a zombie film in essence, but it's really I believe it was a long, so it says 90 minutes, but it seemed way longer than that, and not in a bad way. Like, there's just a lot of madness happening in this flick. If you have not checked it out, see if you can find a copy online or buy it directly from Rabbit Dog Films. I believe they still have a website up, so hell yeah, man. Good shit right there. So, Danny B, hope you enjoyed the video, man. I hope that you have great success with whatever it is that you want. I hope that you get it. And with that being said, thanks for watching. Adios. Leave a 666 in the comments. Shelf tour is coming soon. All right. I know I say this shit all the fucking time, but give me some time.